Hello everybody and God bless. So I had this dream, and what happened in the dream, so it was a friend of mine and she was talking to somebody else. Now this other person looked exactly the same, and I knew in the dream it was the exact same person that I saw a while back. I had a dream and I saw this man being led away from me because of someone in the dream that was a Jezebel. And now that dream didn't actually say Jezebel, but this dream said Jezebel. Okay, so the lady in the dream looked the exact same as the lady in that dream, and I knew that they were the same person. Okay, so my friend in the dream was talking to her, to the Jezebel lady, and my friend was thinking in her head, like it just went to like this flashback of how she had almost the exact same conversation with a man. And my friend was thinking to herself, she was like, wait a minute, oh my goodness, like this person, the woman, has a Jezebel spirit, and that man who talked the exact same also had a Jezebel spirit. Like she was starting to realize that, like, wait, that person also had a Jezebel spirit. She was realizing, like, wait a minute, I gave this person, that man, the same exact advice and it didn't go anywhere. And so my friend was thinking about this Jezebel in front of them and was like, this person is a Jezebel too. And in the dream, like I said, the dream was calling them Jezebels. My friend was saying, like, if it didn't work for that man, it's not going to work for her. And I could feel the drainage. Like my friend felt so drained because of just trying to help these people. So that was a dream. Basically, how do I say this? When God leads you away from someone, you need to get away from that person. If God tells you it's okay to tell them why, then go ahead and tell them why. If God does not show you to tell them why, then you need to leave that person and walk away. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, when it comes to ministering to people, we minister to people the same. Okay? And what I mean by the same, I don't mean like the same script or anything like that. What I mean by is we are led by the same Spirit of God. If you don't feel in your spirit to keep talking, then you need to stop talking. And this is something I learned the hard way. I gave someone some advice and I was forcing it. Like I didn't even feel the Spirit of God. Like I literally felt like I need to stop talking to this person. The funny thing is when we first started talking, I felt in my spirit to tell them, like, you need to be alone. Like you should not have friends right now. You're talking to every single day. Like you maybe just to have them around to ask for prayer, but just you need to isolate yourself right now and just really connect with God. And I don't remember what happened, but all of a sudden it's like what I said to them, it went out the door. We stopped talking about that. It just became the complete opposite. My advice started to become the complete opposite because I was not being led by God. When I was being led by God, I felt in my spirit to tell them, you need to be alone. And then all of a sudden I didn't feel that the Spirit anymore telling me to keep talking to a person. Why? Because God already told me what to tell that person, and I did. And now I'm sitting here asking God to tell me what else to say. Like, no, God, like I'm done. Okay. But I didn't, like at that time, I was just learning about my advice gift and I was just really starting to get into it. So I didn't understand that, you know, if I didn't feel led to give advice, I shouldn't. And I wasn't understanding that, you know, having the gift of advice does not mean that everything that comes out of your mouth is right. Sometimes you are literally led to stop talking and you need to stop talking. Okay. And so that's the thing. If you are being led by God, you're truly being led by God on what to say and what to do, and you're feeling God, then you shouldn't really feel a drainage anymore, because it's like God is leading you to speak and God is leading you not to speak. If you do not feel led by God to speak, then don't speak. Just move on with the rest of your life. You're good. You're good. Because what happens is you're not just fighting their spirit, because their you know, whatever's going on in them, if they're a Jezebel or reprobate, you're not just fighting that. You're also fighting your spirit that's telling you to stop talking. So that's why you just feel this drainage, because you're constantly fighting. You're fighting both sides of the spectrum. Their spirit is telling you, you know, their spirit is just arguing. Their spirit is more just arguing, because that's just what that happens, just an argument. And your spirit is just like, stop. But your spirit's not really arguing with you. It's just like, stop. Like, I'm not here to help you. Okay, I'm not helping you in this battle. You're fighting this on your own. I'm not helping you. And it's just this drainage. I hope that makes sense. So what really helps me is the moment I feel, when I'm ministering to somebody, the moment I feel like this is not going anywhere and I don't feel the Spirit of God. Actually, I am feeling drained. I'm starting to feel angry, but not righteous anger, fleshly anger. I need to walk away, not just for you, because obviously if I give you advice right now when I'm not being led by God, it's going to be wrong. But also for me, because if I give you advice right now without being led by God, it's not going to be all right. And your blood will then be on my hands. And right now, if God is leading me to stop talking, I need to stop talking. I need to walk away. Okay. And I understand that sometimes we feel bad. We go into this, maybe I'm being too mean, maybe this. Listen, God is not the author of confusion. So if you're doing something wrong, especially when it involves somebody else, I do believe God is going to let you know right away. I do believe that's going to happen. So the thing is, like, if you don't feel led to say anything, then just, it's better to not say anything than to say something. It's better to be honest with that person and let them know. Like, I recently was honest with someone. I was like, the reason why I did not want to talk to you one-on-one, and I didn't even know why at the time. There was someone that I'm friends with, and I was like, I don't want to talk to you one-on-one by yourself without someone else present. And I didn't understand. I was like, maybe it's because of this, maybe because of that. Like, I don't get it. So I was just coming up with all these excuses. And then I finally stopped. I said, let me stop coming up with excuses. Let me be honest. The truth is, I just don't feel led to talk to you. And I don't know why. And it's like, once I started being honest with myself, because I didn't tell them that person that right away. But once I started being honest with myself, like, I just don't feel the Spirit of God here. And then that's when I learned the hard way with the other person that I gave advice when I wasn't being led by God. That was revealed to me, like, Kiana, you really messed up there. And that's when I was starting to realize this is why I shouldn't be talking to this other person, because I don't feel led by God to do that. So finally, when I really received all of this revelation, this is why I did not want to talk to this person one-on-one, because I did not feel led by God to do so. And so I went ahead, contacted this person and let them know, this is why I kept telling you to stop messaging me one-on-one, is because I did not feel led by God to do it. And I could end up messing you up way worse than you already are if I'm not led by God. And so that's just an example. It's very, very important that you are fully led by God. You're not just led by your feelings. And then another thing that I want to point out is, when you're ministering to someone, a lot of times when God will let you know to cut that person off before it gets too bad, before it gets way too bad. Okay, because the person that I keep seeing, I felt my spirit a long time ago. In the beginning of us talking, I was like, something's not right. I was like, something is not right. And then I said out loud, I said, maybe it's a Jezebel spirit. I don't know. And it was before my mom did all these videos, so I didn't fully know what a Jezebel was. But I was just like, I don't know, maybe strange woman, I don't know. And people were like, no, I don't sense that, no. But my spirit was like, something ain't right. And I ignored it. And then I got pulled deep into emotional manipulation and things like that. And so that is why it's important, if you feel led by God to stop talking, you need to stop talking immediately before it gets to that emotional manipulation. And the best way that you know that you're being emotionally manipulated is when you tell that person about themselves, and instead of just listening, or even if you're wrong, I was telling my mom this, I was like, Mom, if I called you a blue dinosaur donkey or something, right, and I'm wrong, you're not going to feel this urge to defend yourself, right? It's not gonna be I have to make sure you understand. I have to go and find proof. I gotta go and find this. And then I also gotta let you know how badly you hurt me for calling me that. If you're really being led by God, just like what God did, he was silent. Remember? Jesus didn't say anything. They were accusing him of all kinds of stuff. I don't have to explain myself to you. Okay, you think I'm a blue dinosaur donkey. I'm not going to agree. I'm not going to disagree. Unless you ask me why, or you ask me to prove, or, even then, you know what I mean? I'm going to be led by God. Okay. And so there's so many people, when they're being accused of stuff, they just want to attack. And the way that they attack is by emotional manipulation. Like, why did you say that to me? That really hurt me. You hurt me here. You hurt me doing this. I've been really sad all day. I've been going through this. I've been going through this. I've been going through this. And it's like, okay. But did you hear what I just said though? Like, I understand you going through all of that. That's cool. But I mean, it's not cool if it hurts your feelings, but you're not listening to what I'm saying. And it's emotional manipulation, because eventually it changes the subject and points the finger back to that person about how they're feeling and how we need to, we need to coddle this person. We need to hold their hand. And this is why it's so important that when we minister to people, we minister to them the same way. And I was talking to someone, and I was talking about how, let's say you have two people. So you have your best friend, and then you have a complete stranger. You find out that this complete stranger is Jezebel. You find out that they are reprobate and a fool. Like, you find out that they are twisting the scripture like crazy. What would you do to that stranger? You block them. You walk off. I'm not talking to you. You're done. You're twisting scripture. You're throwing my God underneath the bus. That's it. Then you find out your best friend's doing the same exact thing. But this is your best friend. You've been friends with them for years. No. I have to hold their hand. I have to, walk them through. Why? We are not supposed to be a respecter of persons. Like, I'm sorry that this has been revealed to me, when we've gotten so invested in our friendship. But what I'm not finna do is sit here and let your blood be on my hands because I was afraid of hurting your feelings, or, I was afraid of saying the wrong thing, or all this stuff. When a stranger did the same exact thing my best friend's doing, and I can tell them the complete truth, tell it like it is. But with you, I'm holding your hand, I'm walking you through, I'm telling you this information over time. No. If I feel led by God to speak, then I'm gonna speak, regardless of who you are, because it is a sin to be a respecter of persons. Okay? So, yeah, God bless you. Have a nice one.